Hey guys, I am back with a video, yay! I am, for those of you who don't know, in my last year of uni and it's a little bit chaotic, so you may have noticed Katie picking up the slack. Sorry about that. But today I'm here with my own video and I have never done a haul before, mostly because I don't buy physical books that often, but today I thought I would do a kind of miniature haul / books that I have on my to-read shelf. So let's get started. So me and Katie a while ago, we went to make it out to make a video actually, and we never actually uploaded the video in the end because we wanted to remake it. But we wanted to make a video called How to Have a Novel Adventure, in which we went searching for books. And on this adventure, we actually found the best bookshop ever, by coincidence. So we actually found a £1 bookshop. I don't know how much that is for anyone that's not in the UK, but I'm sure you can Google it. But basically, that's very, very cheap for a book. And it's a second-hand bookshop, but it's like the quality for £1, who cares? A book's a book. So I'm going to show you, I went in there the other day and I'm going to show you what I picked up. So I picked up Delirium by Lauren Oliver. Now, I have read Before I Fall and by Lauren Oliver, and I didn't like it. So I was a bit hesitant to buy this, but when I saw it in the £1 bookshop, as it shall henceforth be known, I was like, well, maybe I should read that. I haven't even looked at actually what it's about. I know it's a dystopia. I think it's a dystopia. But other than that, I know nothing about it. And I texted Katie, and I know she loves this book. So I said, should I give it a go? And she said, yes. So I've got it, and now I can read it. It's not in the best condition, like I said, but I mean, it was £1. So I have a great Auntie Kath, right? And she loves reading. She will literally read anything that exists, she will read it. And she's not the kind of person that likes to collect books. Like, I like to collect books. Even if I don't like the book, even if I don't like this book by Delirium, I'm probably not going to give it away because I'm just a bit of a book hoarder, but she doesn't care about things like that. She's quite happy to give a book away once she's read it. She'll give it to the library, or if she thinks I'll like it, she'll give it to me to give a go. The other thing about my great Auntie Kath is that she doesn't necessarily read books in order. Like I said, she'll read anything, so if she's found a book that's like the second in the series, she probably won't look for the first. If it's cheap, she'll just buy it and read it. Which I find a little bit frustrating when I got these 3 books, which is the second, I think this is, I don't know what order they're in. I know this one's the second, and these are the other 2 in the 2 ones after that in the series. And it didn't come with a first. It's called the Blue Bloods series by Melissa de la Cruz. I know nothing about these, except that they're about vampires. It's vampire fiction, that's all I know. Vampire fiction, and that's how it came. And I can't read books out of order. I just plain can't do it. It's against my morals. No. What I was saying was I managed to find the first one in the £1 bookshop randomly. Like, I know nothing about this series. I don't know whether it's good or rubbish. I've never heard about it on BookTube, so I'm assuming it's not brilliant. But I randomly found the first one in the series for £1 in the £1 bookshop. And I was like, well, when it's £1, and it'll mean I'll be able to read the other 3 books I have that have been sitting on my to-read shelf for literally over a year. It's been literally over a year that I've had these on my shelf. And I thought, well, now I can read them. So, again, I'm not being very good with descriptions yet in this series, mainly because I know literally nothing about them. All I know is that they're about vampires, but they also seem to be like quite glamorous. Like this one's called Masquerade, so it seems to be like kind of very girly maybe. So I'm not sure how this will go because generally the books I like are dark and twisty. So the next book I found in the £1 bookshop was the second one to Bridget Jones's Diary. So it's Bridget Jones' The Edge of Reason. And you may have noticed that I read the first one in, was it Classic Attempts? Where we attempt to read classics and stuff. And I saw the second one in there, and we already had the first one, because I know my mum has already read this. But I could not find her copy of this book. And I just saw it for £1 and I was like, well, I don't care if we've already got it. If it's £1, it will save me looking for 2 hours for it. So I just picked it up. So yeah, I think most people, I don't want to talk too much about what this one's about, because if you haven't read the first one, I don't want to spoil anything. I don't think I could, but yeah, you never know what people have seen and what people haven't seen. So basically Bridget Jones in general is quite British kind of humour, quite witty and sarcastic, and it's all about, it's her diary basically, and she counts calories, like, and it's all about her milk troubles and things, and in general it's just quite funny. It's definitely kind of chick lit kind of thing. Most of you will have probably seen the movies by now, and if you haven't, then you probably should, because they're really good. Anyway, moving on. Next book I found in the £1 bookstore was The Virgin Suicides by Jeffrey Eugenides. Now, I have you guys to thank for this, because without BookTube I would have never have picked this up. I do not know what his channel's called. The guy that just dyed his hair blue, that one. I'll link his channel in the description. It was in his top 13 of 2013, and I saw it, and I remembered it when I was in the shop, and I was like, oh, that's that one that guy liked on BookTube. And without really stopping to read the back of it, I just thought, sure, why not? If someone liked a book enough that has similar tastes in books to me usually, to put it in like a top list of theirs, so it was like a top 13 list, then like I'm game, I'm gonna read it. And you might be able to see, I am this much of the way through it, and I'm really enjoying it. So I'm glad that I picked it up, so thank you. It's quite weird. It's told from the point of view of we, instead of you know, it's either I or, you know, it's not like a normal book. And it's kind of told from the point of view of the community. And it's about this one family. I think there are 5 sisters, and they all commit suicide. And that's pretty much all we need to know. And it's basically from the point of view of the community, how this family is like coping and stuff, and why they go ahead with it. And it's just very unique, and it's definitely not something I would normally read. So if you do ever see it, like I did for £1, pick it up, it's good. So this one is my great auntie Kath gave me, another one of those ones. And I think it's a werewolf novel, but again, I haven't read the back of it. I should really read what these things are about before making a video on them. Someone finds a dead body, but it looks like the body may have been killed by a big cat, and her brothers are all shape-shifting leopards. Of course they are. So they're not only, so it's not just werewolf fiction, it's leopard shifting fiction. Is that a thing? Dunno. I don't know if this is the first one in the series. I have the feeling that this isn't the first one in the series, and that's why I haven't read it. If you have read any of these books, please do tell me in the description what you thought of them, because a lot of the reason why I haven't read the ones, for example, like this series, a lot of the ones why I haven't read them yet is just because I've never heard anyone speak about them. So obviously I'm going to read The Virgin Suicides first, because I know people that have said, yes, you should read this because it's really good. So when I haven't heard one, I'm just like, oh, I'll get to it when I get to it. So if you have, and you would recommend them or not recommend them, as the case may be, please let me know. So this just looks intriguing because it's about leopards. Kind of. Moving on. Okay, now this is a series that I have read, and this is another one that my auntie Kath gave me. I think it's number 4 in the series, but I have actually started the series, and I have the first one in the series here. Now these books are really good, because it's kind of a unique take on sort of demony, ghosty kind of fiction. It's in that area, but it's completely different from anything I'd actually ever really read before. If this is the series that I'm thinking of, which I'm pretty sure it is, the main character is a drug addict, and it's in a completely different world to ours, but it was built up really well. And I have to say, this was one of those, if you ever do decide to read this book, it's one of those that you have to stick with it. Because at first I was like, I have no idea. I just did not have a clue. because it was just really, really different and it was hard to get into. But once you do get into it, it's really good. And I'm quite looking forward to reading this one in the series when I get around to it. I need to see if I have read the third one or not, and then get around to this one. But yeah, it's definitely, each time I read a book in the series, I do remember that I have to like really stick with it. So it's not just the first one, it's like a series that you have to plough through. But it is interesting once you do read it. So I don't know whether it'd be worth it to you guys, but you have to make up your own minds about that. So these are books by J.R. Ward. They're in the Black Dagger Brotherhood series, apparently. Never read anything by J.R. Ward, and I'd love to give it a go, but neither of these are the first in the series. And I have them because I was again given to them by my Auntie Kath. Pretty much anything on my to read pile that I haven't read yet is because they're not in the series, and they were given to me from my Auntie Kath. That's pretty much my life, because I would never buy anything out of order unless I found it discounted. But yeah, I've seen J.R. Ward mentioned quite a few times in the past, and I've never tried the books myself, so I would love to give them a go. I just need to buy the first one in the series, which I believe is called Dark Lover. And I don't know anything about this series at all, because I don't want to read the backs of these ones. I've been putting it off because I don't want to spoil myself of like what happens if anything's mentioned that is a bit spoilery. So I haven't looked at all. So if someone out there has read them and they knows what they're about, please let me know. So those were all the books that I was talking about today. Please do let me know, as seems to be the theme with this video, please let me know if you've read any of the books, if you would like recommend them or not for whatever reason. Please let me know. If you have any books that you think I should read, then please do let me know as well. And I shall see you all next time. Bye!
Hey guys, so it's me again today, and guess what? I'm going to do another review. I've actually been reading quite a lot in the past few days,